Brr, it's the first cold front of the year in the fall here, and doggone it, it's great to be back on MMBASS TV. Little cool down, water's cooling, hopefully the bass will be active. Stay tuned, we're gonna catch some big ones.
The first cold front of the season is incoming, and there's a major chance of thunder. Mark is trying to thaw out this morning with the help of some sun and a Strike King Tungsten Thunder Cricket. He's on Lake X, and he'll start targeting some shallow cover near a flat where bass should be pushed up ready to feed.
This is a gold-bladed Strike King Thunder Cricket. This is a tungsten model, and I really like that tungsten model because it has a much deeper thump to it. Got it paired with a mid-size rage bug, which is kind of an oddball trailer, but it kind of gives it a bluegill-like profile. I've been successful with that all over the world with that trailer on there. It's a really unique trailer that I think sets it apart a little bit. Golly, that one roped it. That's a hell of a way to start the morning right there. Gosh, that's a good fish. Look at this big dude. That is a big one. I mean, he just like it went tink. Look at that big-headed son of a gun. Come here, you cricket eater. That's a big old fish right there. Look at that one. He's wearing that cricket right on the top of his head. I'm gonna fool around and fall out of this boat. That's what I'm gonna do. Open your big jaw. Come here to me. Look at what we started the morning out. Oh boy, what a nice bass. Look at that, just right in top of the head. Geez, that is a beautiful fish. That's the best bite I've had in months right there, gang. How about that? Always take a tube of crickets with you, that's right. Man, look how thick that fish is through the top of the back. What a beautiful fish that is. How about that? Man, like that. Let's see what else is going to bite. Mash my little cricket. Just slide it right back up there with that trailer. Get another big one just like that. That's a heck of a way to start your morning. I'm gonna just get on my knees right here and throw it right beside this tree so we get another bite. That one was positioned real high up in the water. A spinnerbait would have got that fish. A swim jig might have gotten that fish to bite. But I know one thing. He demolished my cricket. I mean, it was just, that's what I live for right there, that bite. It's really funny with this bladed jig, those ultra real hard bites. A lot of times when that fish is so angry by that vibration, he runs out there and hits it with his mouth closed. Then the ones that just like cut your line, that's always one of those great big ones that just comes up there, turns on it and rolls. You get a lot of bites with a cricket that run out there. It makes so much darn noise. It makes so much fun. Well, that was a good bite right there. Golly. And you know, did that fish get it in the mouth, or did he just punch it with his nose and the hook held him a second? I don't know. That one came back. See there? One thing I didn't do, check that hook, that's good and sharp. It's funny, they hit it with such steam. It's a bait that I miss a few fish with. It's aggravating, but They're just so mad at it, as a general rule. In the fall, right before hunting season, lots of people fish. And a shad style bait or color can really pay big dividends. Today I've gone to a green pumpkin, a more natural style, because the watercolor is a little bit dark and the fish can't get quite as good a look at it. That bluegill imitator is always a good way to go, just because it throws such a different looking profile in the water, a darker, firmer profile instead of being real bright. And I really am convinced that big ones like that better. If I'm fishing a tournament, numbers, yes, I'm gonna go use that shad because you want that shad color to match that shad buffet. But with this watercolor, as water temperatures cool, the lakes milk up a little bit, I want a darker, harder profile than a lighter color.
The morning started out with a loud bang when Mark's thunder cricket connected with a big largemouth. He's had more than one bite, but some of the bass aren't getting it all the way, which is common when using a bladed jig. Mark will keep grinding around the shallows, tossing his cricket around in between and beside any piece of cover.
That one just thumped it. Just quit wiggling. Oh, cricket just said, thunk. Nice bass right there. Look at that. Get up here, big boy. That's a chunk. Look how deep that hook is back there. That's why that old big hook on this thing is so good. That big giant depth of that hook back there, it reaches way back there to get them. Little fat boy. I think that might have been that first fish's baby. That was really cool, just rolling that thing nice and slow. And it was just wait and cut my line. Such a good bite. When the bladed jig came out, I really wanted to fish it fast. Make it all crazy and make it, and as I've spent more time with it, I really tend to just slow roll it as much as anything. It calls the fish from a long way away because it creates such vibration. Low light conditions like this are perfect for this bait. Much like a spinnerbait, but I can fish it just a hint faster than I can a spinnerbait, so it allows me to make more presentations. My rod and reel combo, I kind of follow the same guidelines as I do with a crankbait. I want a medium actioned rod so that fish can get the whole bait. Even with this medium action rod, I still miss a fish or two with it, but this allows those fish to get it just like that last one did, get the entire bait before I realize that the fish has got the bait. So it's that same premise with a crankbait with a composite rod. This is graphite. You notice when I hook a fish with this rod, it really loads up, and I kind of just have to lead that fish around and wear him out. But it helps with my casting, it helps with my presentation, and it helps with landing that fish too. That was a good one too. Little guy jumped on it. Just jumped on it. Catch his big brother here. There's a pile of them on the other side of that brush pile. Isn't that crazy? That group of fish is right there, but they're getting that thing. Let's go for the trifecta. Are you kidding me? Horse him over that. Good thick-headed fish right there. Come up here and join us. Cricket eaters right there on that side. See how that old hook reached back here and got him? That's the advantage to this bait. Nice bass. I got to get that back in there. That's 3 in a row. 3 fish in a row. Golly, I've got everything all jacked up. Straighten my trailer back up. Little tail. All right, let's go. Let's go. That was craziness right there. Okay, we're going 4. He's not big, but he still counts. That's 4 in a row. That's 4. I'm scared to death I'm gonna get a big one on the backside of that. Boy, I mean, did that one get it? Did you see him fire out there off the bank? He's not that big. I think I've just got him hooked in the corner of the mouth. Yeah, that's why. See, he's hooked in the side of the mouth where he ran out there and ate it. Get a good fish right there. See, he hit it from the side, and they get a little leverage with you. They pull really, really hard when they're going away from you. Good quality fish anyway, though. I don't understand why there's so many fish right there between those 2 brush piles. But sometimes you don't need to ask questions. You just need to get your bait back in there.
Mark has got his cricket dialed in. He's had a flurry of small bass this morning, and at one point catching 4 bass on 4 straight casts to 1 single piece of cover. He will keep moving down the bank, concentrating on cover and ambush points. Hopefully, he'll get some more quality bites.
There's a bass on the line. Another one that hit it just on the fall. As soon as it hit the water, got his nose right up there on the bank. Right up there on the bank. Didn't even put the reel in gear. There's one. It's a darn nice one. He's running right at the boat. Mach 1. Ooh. Stay hooked up. I had no idea that was that good of a fish. No idea. It's a good thing about this rod. It just kind of does what you want it to do. It just pulls and bends. Get up here. Get up here, baby. Right in the corner of the mouth. That's why I couldn't tell how big a fish it was. Open up. Look at that thickie. There, he just got it right in the corner and he got that leverage on me. But that is a dadgum nice one. I got him about 10 ways from Sunday. I can't even figure out how he's hooked. There we go. You've never caught him like that in a tournament. He had him locked on there. Look at that one. That is a healthy one. Ate the old gold-bladed thunder cricket. Liking this. That's a darn good fish right there. That is a good one. That one really surprised me. I didn't think he was that big. Had it in the corner of his mouth, just kind of sideswiped it. And a lot of times you just don't have a lot of leverage on them. You can't tell how big they are. Darn good one, I'll tell you that. I like a gear ratio between 6'8" and 7'5", depending upon what I'm doing. This is a 7'5". When the water's a little colder, I'll go to that 6'8" to 1, just so that I don't have as much line coming per handle turn of my reel. I like bigger line with the cricket, any bladed jig, just to keep that thing up. You've got you've got that blade going back and forth, and your line can get nicked if you're not careful. So if you're using a lighter line, like say a 10 or a 12, you're going to have some problems with that. So I go to 15 to 17 pound. This is Seaguar and VizX on here. This 17 pound is so strong, and you can see I can manhandle those fish out of the cover. Been several times I've had to really pull fish out of the cover this morning. And this is a violent strike a lot of times. A lot of times that fish really drills that bait. And you've got to be able to move him. So bigger line does a couple of things for you. It keeps it higher in the water column. It makes the bait slow down some. And depending upon which gear ratio, if I'm fishing it kind of high in the water column, the 7.5. If I fish it a little bit lower in the water column, the 6.8, or cooler water, the 6.8. I thought I got bit right there when that hit the water. I finally am gonna have to get a new trailer. So what I like to do with this thing, this is my mid-size rage craw, or excuse me, this is my mid-size rage bug. The tail has to be pulled apart like that. It comes out of the mold like that to keep everything nice and straight. And then it's up to you whether you want to leave the little arms on it or not. Just a little more bulk in there. What I do with the bait is I come right down the top of it, but I come out the side vertically instead of flat, like we do with Texas rig or whatever. And that gives that bluegill appearance. This has worked very well with smallmouth on certain lakes that I've been to. Spotted bass, it doesn't matter. If it's a bluegill bite you're after, this is the way to go. I really like this mid-size rage bug as my trailer on the Thunder Cricket. You know, the cool thing about a Thunder Cricket is that it will catch fish in just about any water temperature because it creates so much disturbance. That's the real cool thing about it. The fish just moved right there. And I feel as water temperatures dip below 68 and head this way, it's a time that I can really catch those big fish. That 65 to as low as 55, that's a big fish kind of bait because of all that vibration. Get up in here. Nice keeper bass right there. But as water temperatures plummet, as it starts going down, they don't really fall fast in the fall, just kind of a degree every day, 2 or 3 days. That 68 to 58 degree range is when I think I catch my best fish on a cricket. That's a pretty good one.
School has been in session all morning, with the Thunder Cricket leading the class. Today is a great day on the water with multiple fish and quality fish. Mark's played the shallow game most of the day and even caught some bass on structure away from the bank using his active target. He hopes to wrap up the day with some more quality bites.
This one, here's a perfect example. See how that fish just slapped at that bait? He got it outside the mouth. And that's what these fish do. They just come up and shark it a lot of times. And if that one got hooked, but a lot of times they won't, or you'll reel it 2 or 3 times and they come off. That's just because they're just so mad at it. They take off so fast after it that they just miss it. They don't get the bait, they just slap at it. That's a perfect example of what they do with a bladed style bait. That feels good. That feels good. Unless he's got me sideswiped. Yeah, that's a good fish. He did sideswipe it though. That is a nice bass right there. Just winding it nice and slow. Well, I mean, that is a good one. I don't know how well I've got him hooked. I can see it the side of his mouth. just kind of this little light rod. You just kind of lead them around until they decide they're done. You reach down there. Hate it when they do that, especially when the money's on the line. Come here, Junior. He's really pulling hard. He's got it. Oh, don't do it. Of course. There we go. Look at there. That's another chunk. I had him pretty darn good. That's another chunk. Oh, gold-bladed thunder cricket, tungsten version. I like it when they get it like that. That one just snuck up on it and I just started reeling as hard as I could go. Another side swiper, I believe. Let him go. He's got the whole scamoli right top of his head. I can leave this one around for a while. Yep, that's the way you want them to get it. When they're getting it like that, you know that's the right deal. Look at there. Gone. Cricket said bye-bye. Join us again on Mark Menendez Bass TV, where hopefully we'll teach you how to catch more of those guys right there. See you next time.
Mark Menendez Bass TV is brought to you by Skeeter Boats, Seaguar, Lews, feel the difference, Strike King Lure Company, Power Pole, closed captioning provided by Dying to Fish.
Cool. Well, there's a couple of grass carp in the lake, and that one was right under the boat when I put my foot on the trolling motor.